Sonic Generations is a game that attempts to please all types of Sonic fans past and present, with not one but two playable Sonic characters. Both classic Mega Drive Sonic and the modern 3D Sonic travelling through time, revisiting past glories and revising old failures. I do like this game. Both the modern and classic Sonics played really well, and the remix levels are a joy for the most part. And while the whole cast of characters is back, they do get very little screen time, and they've actually hired some decent voice actors this time. One problem shows itself right at the start. They have introduced a skill shop to give both Sonics some extra bonuses. However, it contains at least two powers that are required to make classic Sonic behave as I remember him. It's a strange decision, honestly, not giving them at the start, since you can buy them the first time you enter the hub world, but you have to go through the first level without them. I understand why these things are skills, since you can swap them out for other abilities if you feel you don't need them. And because you can't have them and activate Supersonic skill, it means that you have to gimp normal Sonic in order to be able to transform during the normal levels. Otherwise, classic Sonic plays quite well. It's not quite as seamless as the old Mega Drive games, but it's close. Modern Sonic plays like he does in Sonic Colors, with the boosting and homing attacks working really well in both the 2D side-scrolling segments and the normal 3D segments. Overall, it's a very enjoyable, if easy, experience. The boss fights in particular were very easy. Perfect Chaos, for one, was really just a series of linear platforms followed by a quick time event. Once I gotten past him, I felt that the game was lacking any real difficulty at all. Indeed, some of the special trial missions felt a bit patronising. There's a Green Hill race against Knuckles that, even if you royally screw up like I did the first time, Knuckles waits at the end for you to catch up, and when I say wait, I mean he glides through the air with all the horizontal speed of a snail with a Zimmer frame, all the while doing barrel rolls. Then I hit Crisis City, the level from that buggy ham-fisted mess of a game calling itself Sonic the Hedgehog from 2006. Not that it was buggy. The modern Sonic version was as slick, streamlined and fun as ever, even if it did have a lot more instant death pits than the rest of the levels. The classic version, however, was boring, its layout uninspired, its obstacles frustrating, unforgiving and, like the modern version, arbitrary in its bottomless pit placement. A random difficulty spike and an exercise in futility. Otherwise the game was relatively easy to complete and Crisis City was my only stumbling block. Very little else required me to do it more than twice. To say Sonic Generations is too easy is a bit harsh. Yes, it's easy, but there are hard mode bosses and challenges in the game. For me though, Sonic has never been about the difficulty. It came from an era that would define the term Nintendo hard as something utterly unforgiving. I'm looking at you, Battletoads. Yet Sonic bucked the trend by making something enjoyable that was hard because it was new, not through some punishing combination of sadistic programmers and poor level design. Sonic stood out for its speed, its music and its wonderfully themed environments. While the first two of these are presented in Sonic Generations, they seem to have a real thing for the city-themed zones. Crisis City, Speed Highway, City Escape and Rooftop Run, leaving only 5 non-city themed zones, 3 of which are green zones, Seaside Hill, Planet Wisp and the quintessential Green Hill, with Chemical Planet and Sky Sanctuary being the only two without a shared theme, and even then parts of Planet Wisp can be considered to share Chemical Planet's factory setting. Maybe I am being picky. Each zone does stand out as unique, despite similar theming. And there's more than one environment in some of these zones, as I mentioned with Planet Wisp. Most levels are well designed, having multiple paths and hidden secrets. The branching paths, even in the 2D sections, have a tendency to tease you with what you missed, by either showing it to you in the background of shot, or by bringing you tantalisingly close to that red star unlockable, but ultimately denying it. Each zone has its own gimmick, normally relating to the game it was released for. Planet Wisp has two kinds of wisps, spikes and rockets. City Escape has the skateboard and snowboard, and even Seaside Hill from Sonic Heroes has everything in groups of 3, like rails, booster rings and springs, an allusion to the fact that the course is supposed to be done with 3 characters. It's not only the art and level design that sets these zones apart though, there's all that lovely remix music too. Sonic's had a lot of really bad music during its history, starting really with Sonic Adventure 2. It insisted everything had lyrics, leading to such crimes as Knuckles' Fog Gangster Rap, Shadow's angsty emo punk nonsense, and the ultra soft cheery sub J-pop sweet fest that was the City Escape theme. God, that made me cringe when I first heard that. I was embarrassed to be playing the game with that song on. Surprisingly, both remixes of the City Escape theme are a marked improvement, and I can actually say that the classic City Escape theme is really starting to grow on me. Who'd have thought that the Endless Mine, and also ran of Sonic 3's time attack stages, could combine with that monstrosity to become something fun and energetic? Sure, the lyrics haven't changed, but the melodies infused it with a bizarre power. It's still generic coma-inducing bubblegum pop, but damn, it's catchy. There's also the hub levels various remixes, most of which are string and flute renditions with some orchestral stuff in it too. They've really outdone themselves with the music in this game, and it is absolutely awesome. I would buy it for the soundtrack alone. Overall, it's a solid game. It's a fun game, it's by no means perfect, but then again, what is? It's a celebration of Sonic's ups and downs over the last 2 decades, and it's done a fantastic job of it. It's even made me hate Sonic 2006 despite having never played it. And what better reflection on Sonic's history is than that? This is a very good game. Easy? Yes. Stylish? Definitely. Fun? Absolutely. Oh, and don't play it with a keyboard. Use a gamepad. You can buy it now for Xbox 360, PS3, Wii, and on PC through Steam. It's honestly worth it. One final note. I remember when I first saw Sonic the Hedgehog. It was in 1992, and it was a preview of Sonic the Hedgehog 2 on Bad Influence, an old kids games TV show. I remember being blown away by the 3D special stage that they revealed over the closing credits. God, I feel old. I'll leave you now with a playthrough of City Escape Classic version.
Yeah.